Mother Lover says, I got two theories on the elephants. One, they are useful as a snorkel to traverse underwater. Very interesting. And they would want to be underwater sometimes because they're so heavy, right? And being underwater reduces that weight. And then two, their snouts always touch the ground, and their bodies and heads grew taller, higher, and the snouts still need to touch the ground. That's also interesting. But do they need to touch the ground? I'm not sure that elephants need to touch the ground with their noses, because they eat leaves on trees. Do they need to touch the ground? Oh, they use their trunks to drink water. Wait a minute. But they could just go in the water. I mean, very interesting ideas, Mother Lover. I'm not sure what to make of them, though. I mean, yeah. But it could be like humans. Like, they could have, like, lived one way, and then the environment changed, and then they had to live a different way. And so the resulting trunk is a consequence of that particular sequence of changes. So maybe they used to live more underwater. Mother Lover says maybe the food source changed. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe they used to live. So at one point they were mammoths, right? Back in the last ice age. So back in the last ice age, there wouldn't have been that many trees for the mammoths. So then they would have to reach the ground to pick up food. Ah, maybe you're right, Mother Lover. But then it's that specific sequence of changes from warm environments where there were smaller animals lower to the ground to the ice age where they had to grow bigger and taller so they walk further and be more protected against predators, and then back to a warm climate and they retain the snout or the trunk. Maybe it's that specific sequence of changes that caused them to have a trunk. Okay, so let's go with this hypothesis for now, that the body shapes animals need, or the body parts animals need to use technology are really not. They're unusual. Because like what are usual things like sharp teeth, strong legs, running fast, catching animals, or if you're a herbivore, running away from the carnivores. So also strong legs, running fast. And you know, fish like swim fast, and if you want to swim fast, then you can't have hands in the way. So like fish have fins, and they're never gonna have hands. So the evolutionary pressures for survival really do not favor like complex limbs with digits that can work with intricate tools. Like these are so unusual in the animal world. And it's strange that we have hands. It's strange that elephants have limbs, have a trunk. And so you need an unusual sequence of evolutionary pressures to create these strange body parts that then end up favoring the development of technology. I mean, big brains are kind of strange too. Because you look at the animal world, or even just the biological world, plants survive perfectly fine and they don't have any brains. They don't even have a nervous system. So brains really aren't necessary for survival at all. Like maybe even just brains is weird, like it's unusual. It's evolutionarily unusual to even have a brain. And then here we are talking about, hey, why aren't there more intelligent life forms? Because life forms don't really need to be intelligent to succeed. Ants do perfectly fine. Fish do perfectly fine. Worms do perfectly fine. Worms. So like you don't really need to be intelligent. Which then connects to the other question, which is why are there no aliens? Because if intelligent life was common, we would find aliens already, right? They'd be everywhere. Like we are everywhere on the planet, and you'd think if as soon as we figure out spaceflight, we just go everywhere. So why aren't other aliens everywhere, flying around? Is it the case that even in a galaxy this big, that life is, or that like intelligent life is super rare somehow? Like, what if just developing a brain is unusual already? And that, oh, let's get more materials. And that we, like humans are at the end of a very long chain of very unusual events. Like a lot of strange things have happened to end up with humans. Events that are highly unlikely, actually. Alright, next level is balcony level again, right? Oh, I'm supposed to do the other side first. Outside first. Fish are not very intelligent, right? What is the most intelligent fish? It's like, like fish are not very intelligent. Dinosaurs were never very intelligent as far as we can tell. And they thrived perfectly fine. You know, pretty much every animal species survived perfectly fine until humans appeared. And then humans started hunting everything to extinction. And we do that because of our intelligence. Which, I mean, there's this sort of like a biological arms race thing going on, right? If nobody is intelligent, then nobody needs to be intelligent. But as soon as one species becomes super intelligent, then everything else is pressured to get smart, otherwise they get hunted to extinction. Because otherwise you only need to be smart enough to get food, basically. Like wolves are kind of smart, but not, algebra smart, not rocket scientist smart, right? No, there's something else. Dolphins have big brains. Elephants have big brains. Well, actually, we don't know. Maybe with more advanced AI we'll find out. I was thinking, like, how advanced exactly is elephant language? And how advanced exactly is dolphin language? We're not actually sure about those things. Whales apparently just spend most of the time singing their own names. So apparently, like, each whale has their own name. And in a pod of whales, all the names are kind of similar because they learn the songs from each other. And they swim around broadcasting their own name, basically. So they know where each other is. Right? That's how they keep track of their family. They just keep singing their own names. But then there's also like relatively simple communication, like food and danger and stuff like that. And a lot of animals have that. A lot of animals communicate, oh, food is here, or like, oh, there's danger over there, or things like that, right? But human language is a different level. Completely different level in terms of complexity. And the ability to, like, tell a story. Things like a story where, like, time passes, events happen, and causality. But again, part of the issue is we don't actually know how complex elephant and dolphin languages are. It's possible that they actually have complex language and we just haven't figured it out yet. Oh, I didn't mean to jump down. Oh no, I'm stuck. Okay, I need to get out here. Elephants communicate through infrasound, apparently. So they rumble, and the sound travels through the ground, and they can hear it through their feet, apparently. They rumble, and the sound travels very far, right? And what you can observe is like a group of elephants would split up, and they would forage some distance away from each other, and they would like forage in a coordinated manner, so they don't go back to. So like one group would not go to a place that the other group has already foraged, because so they're coordinating, and then they group back up afterwards. And that sort of behavior is pretty advanced, am I right? Like they're strategically eating food. They have a strategy. Or at the very least, they've managed to tell each other over long distances, hey, I've already been over here. I've already eaten all the food here. And that's super interesting. But because they communicate via infrasound, for a long time, people didn't even realize they talk to each other because we can't hear it, right? We can't hear it, we can't see it. But they could be talking to other elephants out of sight, and we don't even realize. Dwerp says they probably don't think about that stuff like humans would imagine. It's still all instinctual. Like, it's possible, Dwerp, but we just don't know, right? Maybe, yeah, maybe it's... like how smart are ants? Ants manage to coordinate their actions. But they can't possibly be very smart. They have so few neurons. Like, ants are tiny, tiny, tiny little things. But they manage to do some pretty complex things. So, yeah, maybe you're right, Dwerp. Maybe it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to just coordinate where you're eating. Ants. Oh man, ants. Ants are amazing, right? And they're tiny. How do ants work? How do you fit all those behaviors inside a tiny, tiny little thing? Like, how do you... Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Can I recut? Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Twerp says, what if aliens came to Earth and instead of being interested in humans, they just ignored us and studied ants? I think, like, maybe 5,000 or 6,000 years ago, they would have done that. Today, it would be pretty hard to ignore humans. Humans, I mean, there are ants, and then the second most successful species is humans. So they would notice the humans. But like 6,000 years ago, maybe you're right. They wouldn't even notice the humans. Like they would come down, they would figure out, okay, what are the most numerous animals? What are the most numerous species on this planet? And humans wouldn't be close. No, but today they would notice us. They might study the ants first, and then second they would study the humans. Oh no, don't break that. Oh no, don't drop that. Alright, dropping everything like an idiot. me go pick that back up. Oh, it's up there? What?